she was elected as member of National Academy of Medical Sciences. Her fellowships are in IMA-AMS, IMA-SA and UP Diabetic Association. And she has got many awards. Some of them are National Best Teacher Award in Physiology, then National Best Secretary Award in IMA in 2005, and she has been honored in IMA several times. And she has 40 international publications and 30 national publications. And she is a very good, in fact, writer. And she has 6 PhD students under her. And she has many projects of ICMR. So this is the introduction of Dr. Shraddha. And now our chairperson, Dr. Lubna Khan, is on way. Dr. Gaurav Mishra, he is ex-lecturer of Department of Pathology, K.T. Somaiya Medical College, Mumbai, and he is ex-in charge of apheresis and stem cell university. And he is ex-blood transfusion officer and ex-in charge in clinical pathology. Then we have one more chairperson, Professor B.N. Acharya. He is ex-professor, Jawaharlal Nehru Homeopathic Medical College, and he is director of Abhinav Institute of Professional Studies and secretary of Arogya Bharati and president of Doctors Association. And I myself, I am Dr. Alka Sharma. I am a pathologist, and I was with Dr. Praveen Khatyar in IMA. So I am here so many times and so frequently. So I would call upon Dr. Shraddha to start the talk. Chairperson also, and she is Dr. Lubna, and she is on way. She is professor of Department of Pathology, and she also has 39 publications and international papers 9, and her special interests are in cytopathology and transfusion medicine, and she is awarded as nodal officer, and she is attached to IMA Blood Bank also, and ex-member of Indian Academy of Cytology.
Thanks to Dr. Praveen Khatyar and his team for organizing such a wonderful conference and inviting me to speak on this conference. Hemoglobinopathies, and it is the disorders of globin chains. That is the protein which is present in the globin chain. Whenever there is an alteration that produces abnormal protein and mutations in this globin gene is called as thalassemia syndrome. Now these hemoglobinopathies are two types, the qualitative type and quantitative type. Whenever there is this change in the structure and the change in the pattern of the structure, that is known as qualitative defects, and these examples of these are hemoglobin E, F and C. The quantitative type of defects, that is there is a reduction or absence in the amount of alpha or beta chain that produces the thalassemia syndrome. As all of you know that hemoglobin is a structure which is present inside the RBC, and the function of hemoglobin, that is the transport of oxygen, RBC, inside this is the RBC, inside RBC hemoglobin is present. And hemoglobin molecule consists of 4 globin chains, that is 2 alpha and 2 beta, and iron containing part of the heme molecule. This is just show the structure of human hemoglobin, that is 2 alpha and 2 beta subunits. Now this globin chain it has 8 functional chains in 2 clusters at heme molecule. Alpha crystals, which is present in the short arm, that is on chromosome 16, and beta crystals, that's 4 types of the genes, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon protein genes, which is present on the chromosome of 11. When this hemoglobin starts synthesis, that started from the 3rd week of gestation, and in the embryonic period of this hemoglobin pattern, as that is the cohort 1, then Portland, and cohort 2. Then it forms as a fetal hemoglobin, which is present at the 6 months after the postnatal period. Then it is converted in the form of adult hemoglobin, that is the 2-alpha, 2-beta. And some percentage also present, that is the minor adult component, that is alpha 2, and instead of beta there is a delta. This diagram just shows the globin gene clusters that is arranged on chromosome 16 and chromosome 11. As it has been reported that adult hemoglobin, when it has been seen as a percentage wise, then 97% of hemoglobin that is known as hemoglobinopathy. And whenever this is inherited for disorders of the globin and amount is less with alpha or beta chain or it is absent, then it is known as thalassemia syndrome. And whenever there is a defect in the position of the protein, then it is different types of hemoglobin variants, and it comes under this hemoglobin E, hemoglobin S, that is the sickle cell anemia, and hemoglobin C, according to whether fall into one. Then this hemoglobinopathies has been divided like thalassemia syndrome and different types, that is the variant hemoglobin. In thalassemia syndrome, there is alpha thalassemia, beta thalassemia, and in the hemoglobin variants, there is sickle cell anemia and E type of anemia and hemoglobin variations, which is present in the beta chain. Whenever there is a single amino acid replacement, it is a substitution of the globin protein that alter the function properties of the protein and that produces the clinical disorders, and that is known as hemoglobinopathies. Now in India, it has been the common varieties of the hemoglobinopathies are sickle cell anemia, hemoglobinopathies E type, G type, C type, and these are caused by the mutations. Out of these, sickle cell anemia is the most common structural hemoglobin variant, and it is predominantly found in central India. Hemoglobinopathy E type is widely distributed in northeastern states of India and approximately 12.8% is present. Hemoglobin D type of hemoglobinopathies is higher in Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Jammu, Kashmir. Now, this thalassemia is because of the leukemia and 2.3% was sickle cell diseases. And cumulative gene frequency of hemoglobinopathies in India, it has been seen that is about 4.2%. Sickle cell type of hemoglobinopathies is predominantly found in the central India, and it is approximately 5.14%. Beta thalassemia in India is 3.5 to 15% and is higher in northwest population. There is alpha thalassemia, which is generally caused by the alpha 1 and alpha 2 gene deletions. Alpha chain is deleted that sense. Deletion of 1 or 2 of the 4 of the alpha genes, that is known as alpha chain. Lack of 3 of the 4 alpha genes is known as alpha thalassemia major and also known as HTC. Absence of all four of alpha genes is known as hemoglobin bars that causes the hydroxylase. Now the beta thalassemia that is caused by the point mutation in the beta gene on chromosome 11. That is, these are 5 major and many are rare beta thalassemia mutations seen in Asian Indians. In India, the beta thalassemia, approximately 80 to 90% of the total thalassemia, as all of you know, beta thalassemia is the more common. And there is more than 200 beta thalassemia mutations have been identified all over the world. 5 and of these, about 28 mutations have been documented in Indian patients. There are 2 types of thalassemia, major, beta thalassemia major and beta thalassemia minor. The frequency of beta thalassemia in India is 3.5 to 15%. Already I have told you that present in all India. The carriers of the genetic hemoglobin disorders are found all over the world because of the main cause is migration of the population from different ethnic groups to the different regions of the world. And migration played major roles in both the distribution and extent of the mutation within each country. The inherited disorders of hemoglobin synthesis are also one of the important public health problems. In the present scenario of the hemoglobinopathies that reflects the genetic heterogeneity among the North Indian population. According to the census of 2011, India has a population of 1.21 billion, which includes the 4,693 endocrine. Beta thalassemia and other hemoglobinopathies are found in all states of India and the prevalence is quite variable. Several previous studies have been reported about strains of beta thalassemia and other hemoglobinopathies in different forms. But these reports have some limitations, less sample size, hospital-based studies and variations in different methodologies. In North Indian population till now, very few studies have been reported which explore the spectrum of the hemoglobinopathies. But there is no such type of study has been identified to hide this geographic reasons of hemoglobinopathies in North Indian population. So, we explore our study for the spectrum of hemoglobinopathies and its correlation with the geographical regions of North Indian population and which is sponsored by BCS. In this study, this is just prospective cross-section study and it was conducted in KGMU for 5 years. In that approximately 1,180 subjects were taken, which are coming to the KGMU for the cases of problems, that is anemia or blood transfusions for such type of problems. Then we have recorded the family history, demographic profile, family place, clinical findings, methodological parameters, and laboratory tests are done. Then after taking the history, we were taken the blood and then estimated the blood indices. Along with this blood indices, also estimated the electrophoresis. Out of these 1,180 subjects, the patients having less than 7 grams of hemoglobin, then we proceed for the electrophoresis. And after the electrophoresis, we found abnormal hemoglobin pattern in 142 subjects. And then in 143 subjects, further genetic study was done. And thus we found the hemoglobinopathies in 143 cases, normal 1037 cases, and prevalence according to this prevalence is 12.1%, which is very significant. Then we analyzes this hemoglobinopathies according to the age. That it has been seen that less than 20 years of the age are more sufferers of this hemoglobinopathy. Then according to education, we have this analyzed and they see in illiterate persons there is a more frequent than in comparison to the literate persons. Then we analyzes the different types of the hemoglobinopathies, what is prevalence of this. Then we just see the beta thalassemia minor is in 39.2%, major as 3.5%, and hemoglobin sickle cell anemia having beta thalassemia cases, that is 5.6%, that hemoglobin E factor, that is the substitution of this globin part, not this beta thalassemia, 16%, and in hemoglobin A, only there is a substitution of the globin part, which is 40%, and hemoglobin, that is hemoglobin A, normal, only the substitution of the E place is 29%. The maximum percentage of this is the beta thalassemia minor. That I already explained that the maximum percentage beta thalassemia minor. Then prevalence of this hemoglobinopathies according to the gender, it has been seen that beta thalassemia minor is more common in males than females. And hemoglobin E factor along with beta thalassemia is more common in females than males. Then we calculate. We have seen the prevalence of this hemoglobinopathies according to the cell indices. That there is significant results have been shown that in hemoglobinopathies, the hemoglobin is less than the normal persons of the hemoglobin, and it is very much significant. WBC count is more, is also significant. MCSC is more in hemoglobinopathy subjects, is also very significant. And MCD is less in hemoglobinopathy cases in comparison to the normal subjects, that is also very significant findings. Then we compare these hemoglobinopathies according to the type of cell indices. The different types of hemoglobinopathies, we found that in beta thalassemia major, the hemoglobin is less, which is very highly significant, and beta thalassemia minor is not so much significant. But in hemoglobin A, MCH is also very highly significant in comparison to the normal person. And then MCSC is also very highly significant in comparison to the normal. Now because we have taken the OPD and the cases which are attending the OPD from the blood transfusions, we have the patients which are covering in this study are coming from the different areas of the Uttar Pradesh. And we have analyzed the percentage of this hemoglobinopathies in different cities, how much it goes. As all of you see, there is a maximum percentage is coming from Varanasi, Lucknow, from different areas as shown in this data. But in the some cities where the patients are not found as hemoglobinopathies, that example are Sonepat, Mirzapur, Lalitpur, Saharanpur, or in these series, patients are not found as whatever the subjects are attending to this. Now, overall, we have concluded that this study, the total number of screened subjects were 1,180, out of which 143 subjects were having hemoglobinopathies. Majority of these hemoglobinopathies belong to the age less than 20 years, and this prevalence of this significantly higher in males as compared to the females. And the significant associations were observed between hemoglobinopathies and demographic profile, socioeconomic status of the patients, as already all of you have seen. And the most common hemoglobinopathies, beta thalassemia minor, which was higher in males, 5.97% as compared to the females. And the second most frequent hemoglobinopathies was HbA type, that is 3.56%, which was also higher in males, that is 4.35%, and only the hemoglobinopathies E type beta thalassemia was higher in females, that is 2.3% than the. Now, just why this is important, just we suggest that whatever the patient is coming or attending, if the hemoglobin is less than 7, then we should screen. The screening should be done for hemoglobinopathies so that there is a less burden over the societies and families. And we can reduce this thalassemia in the offspring also if we screen the pregnancy patients, pregnant cases in ANC for the screening of less hemoglobinopathies having the hemoglobin less than 7, so that we can reduce the number of thalassemia subjects in the offspring and can reduce the burden for the family as well as for the society. And the papers as published in different journals and manufacturers. And this work, which has been conducted in the KGMU along with me, there are many teams involved, many members have been involved to complete this work. Thanks to all of you. Thank you for listening to the papers.
I would ask Dr. Gaurav Mishra to conduct further.
The house is open for questions. Anybody has any questions? Anyone with any questions on hemoglobinopathies? All understood well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor Ma'am, for your wonderful lecture. I think no further questions are required, so we should consider it as concluded. I would request Dr. Acharya to give a brief comment about the lecture.
Thank you. Today's topic is very vital. Hemoglobinopathies are a public health issue in today's multi-ethnic population. Adequate care of the affected patients require a wide variety of diagnostic and therapeutic measures. As Ma'am Dr. Shraddha Singh said, that 7% of the worldwide population being carriers, they are most common monogenic disease and one of the world's major health problems. They were originally found mainly in the Mediterranean area and large parts of Asia and Africa. International migration, as told by Dr. Shraddha Singh, has spread them from these areas from all over the world. This is a very vital issue, and I think Dr. Shraddha Singh has widely described this topic very wisely, and we all enriched our knowledge homeopathy. So I may say that as far as I know, the treatment in thalassemia or hemoglobinopathy is not much available as I know. Transplantation and again blood transfusion. This is the or stem cell therapy is available in allopathy. But as I am a homeopath, I may say that there are so many homeopathic medicines like Sionethus, Pulsatilla nigra. They are doing very well in thalassemia patients and these hemoglobin variant patients. Thank you very much. I thank Dr. Praveen Katiyar, head of the institution, who invited us and invited Dr. Shraddha Singh to deliver her beautiful lecture. Thank you very much.
So, thank you. Very informative talk from your side. Thank you so much. Now, I request Dr. Alka to present a token of love from our side to respected speaker, ma'am. Now I request Dr. Alka Sharma to present Now I request Dr. B.N. Acharya to present a memento to Dr. Gaurav Mishra sir.
Sorry for the interruption. Dr. Lubna Khan was stuck in traffic, and so she is the third chairperson. Any comments? Would you like to give any comments on homeopathy? No? Okay.
Welcome, ma'am. Now I request Dr. Gaurav Mishra to present a memento to our ma'am, Lubna ma'am.